everyone. So this presentation will be on the efficacy of media literacy interventions for indoor tanning prevention. So the problem, melanoma is the fifth leading cancer in the United States. And indoor tanning increases melanoma by 47%, and it's 75% in ages 18 through 29. Objective, so indoor tanning information present in media. This can be images, this can be health campaigns, text can be linked to pro-tanning or anti-tanning attitudes and behaviors. And it's to determine if media literacy interventions are enough to reduce women's indoor tanning behaviors and perceptions. Now this is an ad that I found on a local tanning Facebook. It says hashtag goals, and this is something that can clearly influence tanning behaviors in women or in men, but is clearly accessible to anyone who has a social media page. Methodology, the design. So this was a randomized controlled trial, and this media intervention consisted of two groups, which is the counter-argument production and the counter-story production. And it included 26 sorority chapters in the Midwestern United States, a total of 247 women, ages 18 through 28, who have either tanned in the past or have expressed interest in tanning. 10 sororities were put into the argument group, 8 were put into the story group, 8 were put into the control group. And the Midwestern United States was chosen because, according to the CDC, they released statistics stating that tanning is more likely to happen in the Midwestern United States. And sororities were chosen because they are more likely to express risk behavior associated with tanning. So the baseline analysis was conducted in September. The intervention was held in October, prior to peak tanning season. The 2-month follow-up of efficacy was conducted in December, which was during peak tanning season, and then the 6-month follow-up of efficacy was completed in April, which was post-peak tanning season. So media literacy interventions explained. So what is media literacy? So this is the knowledge of media content, media effects, media industries, self in the real world. And media literacy interventions are designed to provide people with information on how the media actually influences health-related decisions. So over here to the right, I have information on counter-argument production. So this is media versus reality of objective societal facts, accuracy and logical strength, picture of a media image featuring others, and collective validation. So the argument production theory is more fact-based and logical, and data and health information are presented to subjects, and this is often less emotionally engaging than counter-story production. So counter-story production, this is more media versus reality of lived and personal experience, authenticity and emotional strength, the picture of self and collective support. Again, counter-story production focuses on personal experiences regarding certain health issues. I mean, this can be indoor tanning and melanoma. And again, this has more of a chance of stirring emotions in people that are involved in the counter-story production intervention. So the intervention, the intention of this intervention was to influence cognitive, affective, and social factors, and to determine their effect on risk prevention behaviors that are associated with indoor tanning. There were a total of 5 sections, 4 media analysis and 1 media production. The first 3 media analysis sections included media influences on women's perception of beauty and overall health, media content and the effects on tanning perceptions, and perceptions and misperceptions about tanning as they relate to media portrayals. The fourth section of the media analysis module presented advocacy against indoor tanning behaviors and melanoma. And the media production module encouraged cognitive and effective involvement in the overall issue and efficacy of a social change when it comes to tanning. Now, I included the framework that the authors used to develop the literacy intervention. Step 1 was understand the public health problem. Step 2 is understand the media-related dimensions of the public health problem. 3, understand media coverage of the health issue. Was it truthful? Is it distorted? Is it over-representing the problem, or is it underrepresenting the problem? What are the audience perceptions, beliefs? Is there misinformation involved? Step 4 was to compare the media coverage and effects in audience perceptions with reality. And 5 is obtain and integrate feedback. Intervention continued. So the intervention was delivered by 2 specialists with a knowledge in media literacy. And the interventions were about 60 to 75 minutes. And the participants analyzed pro-tanning advertisements and prepared counter statements designed to resist pro-tanning media messages and influence. So for the argument group, counter statements were related to the media's harmful influence on young women's appearances and behaviors related to tanning. And the story group's counter message production was more how they felt about their personal appearance in regards to tanning, beauty, health, and then to look back and reflect. Measures. So, like I stated before, follow-up assessments were completed at 2 months and 6 months during tanning season and after tanning season to determine indoor tanning behavior and intentions. So questions were asked, such as an open-ended question: how many times in the month of July have you used a tanning booth? Or questions that were on a 7-point Likert scale, such as how likely will you use an indoor tanning bed within the next 2 months? 1 equals very unlikely, 7 equals very likely. Results: indoor tanning behaviors. So the authors used a logistic regression analysis to come up with results. The argument and story group were less likely to use indoor tanning salons than those in the control group. And the story group had higher indoor tanning sessions than the argument group. I have a chart that explains the results. The control group is in green. This clearly shows higher indoor tanning behaviors. Argument is in red, and blue is the story. Results: indoor tanning intentions. The story and the argument groups showed significantly less intent to use indoor tanning, and the 6-month follow-up had significantly lower indoor tanning intent for the story and argument groups than the 2-month follow-up. In conclusion, the results suggest that there is evidence of efficacy of a media literacy intervention for indoor tanning reduction, and that counter messages were successful in helping the woman realize harmful media effects on indoor tanning. Indoor tanning is a risk to overall health and safety, and the reduction of indoor tanning can decrease the rise of melanoma. And I just wanted to add some health campaigns that are available for people to see on the internet. One is Tanning Bed Stats. This was provided by the Skin Cancer Foundation. And the other one was completed by the CDC back in 2014. It is no longer on their website, but it is still available on the internet through newspapers. And this is a base tan is not a safe tan. And these are my references. And thank you very much.